time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure, so let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by
PSE Archery, Yamaha Outboards, Better the Hunt, EZ Kut, Packer Max, Deer Camp Coffee, Buck Baits, JPO Game Calls, Sunrise Archery, Scent Lock, and Scent Blocker.
Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. Host Mike Adams sitting in the cabin on the first Wednesday in March 2nd. Where's the year going already?
I don't know. It's flying by.
Turkey season's around the corner.
March is here. We're landed on Wednesday nights. It's happening. We're 3 months into the season. We're drinking out of our new Deer Camp coffee mug.
And what are we drinking tonight?
What are we drinking?
The Lucky Huntsman.
There you go. The Lucky Huntsman.
It's got a little bit of mint flavor in this coffee here from Deer Camp Coffee.
So, good stuff.
Let's get going here.
I stopped there today. It was great stopping. Talked to Julie.
All right. So, where can people find some stuff down there?
I'll tell you what. Talked with Julie at Buck Baits. They got a brick and mortar store right here in Michigan, in Sterling Heights, at 15 in Dodge Park. If you're ever in the area, you got to stop by there. But you can do some online shopping, and if you want 20% off your order when you check out, use the promo code UNJ20 at buckbaits.com. You know, we're getting into turkey season, and if you're thinking about a turkey call or maybe doing some yote hunting, go check out jpogamecalls.com, and you get 10% off your order over there if you use the promo code UNJ10. And welcome the Island Armory, one of our newest supporters here. And if you go over to their website, check out what they got from ammo to guns to gun parts. And if you want 10% off your order over there, use UNJ10, you'll get 10%. And like I said, we're drinking Lucky Huntsman coffee out of our new coffee mugs today. And if you go to deercampcoffee.com, you use the promo code UNJ10, you get 10% off your order. You got to go over there and check them out because I tell you what, they're always adding to their lineup there. So check out.
Oh, and we got our own label over there as well.
And we do. You know what? And why not pick up a little bit of Up North Journal coffee itself and enjoy it?
We want to give a big shout out to FM 123 up in Newberry, Michigan that carries the show for us. And who else is up there? Oh, there goes a car.
There is. And it's 19 degrees up there, and they still got snow. But it looks like they've had the same thing we've had down here. It looks like they melted a lot. But I tell you what, get over to Cedars there, have a pizza, drink some Up Deer Camp coffee. If they got Up North Journal, ask for some of that.
They might have it.
Right? So.
All right. Well, let's get into it tonight. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. We've got a special guest on tonight. We've got none other than Scott Bast from EZ Kut, all the way down in Illinois. Scott, my man, what is going on tonight?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, we're just living the dream, man. We're sitting up here thinking about hunting, getting ready for Total Archery Challenge coming up this spring, turkey hunting, drinking coffee.
We're doing that. We've done some shows and everything. We saw you over at the West Side Show here in Michigan. But you got to tell us, you were in Indiana last week. How are people reacting to these public shows and you being there?
Well, how are they reacting to me being there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I bring them in or I scare them away. But, the shows, they obviously were dead for about 2 years. And many were just flat out closed down. And then when they started to open back up, I mean, they opened up like gangbusters and super attendance when we were at the Hunting Time Expo over there in Michigan when you guys came out. And then we just recently did the Indiana Deer and Turkey down in Indianapolis. And, I mean, killer crowds. People are just excited to be out of the cabin visiting with each other.
Absolutely. I know. Yeah, we love getting out.
It's great.
So when we talk to you, I mean, let's just jump into this tonight. We got some new products to talk about, but you guys made a big announcement here a month or two ago. Talk a little bit about what you're doing with the company and how that's going to help everybody.
Well, first of all, I got to say that I'm jealous you have your own coffee brand, okay? It's called Deer Camp.
Yeah.
And it's called Up North Journal Deer Camp Coffee. Is that what you call it?
Deer Camp Coffee is the manufacturer of it. That's the brand and the label and everything. But we partnered with them, and they've actually given us an Up North Journal label, and it's a medium roast that they put their name on. So
see, I'm jealous right off the bat. I don't have my own coffee.
Well,
so I got to get something going on here.
There you go. Well, we'll put you in touch with the right person.
I might know that person.
Right?
But yeah, getting back to your question, so yeah, it's been exciting. I mean, we about 3.5 years ago, we found a manufacturing partner at the National Hardware Show in Las Vegas called Groupo Sanz, Grupo, out of Valencia, Spain, and they manufactured a high-quality line of saws that we wanted to get into, and the line is called Kamikaze. And you guys own some of our Kamikaze saws, and it's right in step with what we do at EZ Kut. We manufacture the highest quality tool possible and give it a lifetime guarantee. So we developed a manufacturing partnership with EZ Kut, powered by Kamikaze and Grupo Sanz, and then talks began over the last few years, and COVID kind of got in the way of things. Otherwise, it would have happened a little bit sooner. But last November, we kind of closed the deal, and we merged our companies. So it's super exciting. And what that really means is they have 3 brands that are sold in the rest of the world. Okay. So we're talking Africa, South America, Europe, Asia. So really all over the world, that they're going to use EZ Kut's brand recognition and presence in the U.S. To springboard the brands into the U.S. And then EZ Kut will naturally then become international, where some of my signature tools will be sold internationally as well. So it works both ways. But we're really excited about launching the whole new line of Kamikaze tools. And then we have a line called Pulmic, and that's a line of professional grade sprayers. And then Keeper, which is more like gardening, landscaping, both cutting tools and sprayers. So we're excited about the new partnership, and I think everybody I've been talking to, they're excited to see some of our new products coming out. So that's the deal in a short.
Well, that's awesome. We're going to get some new products, and you're going to be able to take and open up into a whole new market for other people to get their hands-on experience what you're offering us here in the States. Yeah,
I mean, it's we had a decent product lineup, but we're adding literally 25 new SKUs, and our website is about finished, and the new tools are going to be ready for sale probably in just a week or 2 weeks, and we already were showing some stuff in Indianapolis last weekend, and we took some early sales just to get it out there. And some of our brand specialists were at the show, and I sent them home with some stuff. And but yeah, I mean, it's not only we came out of the hunting world, of course, the hunting industry, outdoor industry,
right?
But now we're being catapulted into landscaping, home and garden, arborists. Anywhere where anybody is cutting anything, we're in that industry now.
Well, that's the thing, right? You're not just sitting still, relying on one sector. You're opening up your brands, and in this case, you're going worldwide with them. But you've hooked up with a group that you're very familiar with, and you have that being comfortable working with each other to do what you're doing and get yourself into the other markets. And like you said, whether it be hunting or arborist or landscaping, you're going to have a good tool for them to have and use for years to come.
Right. That's the whole thing is you got to trust your partners, and you have to offer a product that you really believe in and you don't run away from after it's sold, and a little history behind it too. I mean, EZ Kut's been around since 1988. And, the partners that I have now over in Europe, I mean, they've been around equally as long, so nobody's going anywhere, So it's reassuring to the customer that it's not a fly-by-night kind of deal.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like you said, the company's been around, so it's not just a startup brand. You've had a gentleman that came to one of your shows, and he had a pair of pruners that was pretty old.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, I got people that come to our shows all the time. it's pretty much every show that have our signature tool, the ratcheting pruner, that they'll have them for 20 plus years on the same blade, still working. And at one point they may have bought or they were given a replacement blade, and the replacement blade is still sitting in the drawer they put it in 20 years ago. So it's just it makes you proud when people come up to you with those type of words and testimonials. And I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm just bragging. You know what I mean?
I would. You know what? If you got a gentleman that's going to come to your show and tell you they've got a pruner and they've had it for that many years and not had to change the blade, I'd be bragging, and I don't blame you. That's a testament to your company, EZ Kut, and why it's been around for so long.
Well, I think these are about 5 years old now. Still rocking along, no problems. Can't say enough good about them. So, you just touch that edge up with the sharper you guys give us, and it's amazing at how sharp this thing will stay. But along with these pruners, everybody's been talking about, can't you put a battery on this thing? And you guys have actually come up with something that's it's a battery operated pruner. Am I right?
Yeah, let me grab one. I'll grab one right here. So we have two of them coming out. The line is called Keeper, and I have a Keeper 280 and then a 295. The only difference really is that the 280 will cut about maybe an inch, and the 295 will go up to like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And they're battery operated. So, when you have a hand tool or you have a tool that requires work, you kind of look for things not to cut, right? Because there's work. But when you've got a battery operated tool that is as quick as just pulling the trigger, you look for things to cut. You don't avoid anything. So you got to be careful not to overcut and turn your property into a desert, because it's just so much fun. And really, they're so simple to operate. You just press a button, the little light comes on the 280. The 295 has a little LCD display, and then you double press the trigger, and then the jaw opens. And then I'll grab a stick and just show you quick. I mean, it's as easy as this. Watch.
Wow.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll come closer to the camera.
Now, this being battery operated, how long is that battery going to last you if you're out in the woods or you're out on your property taking care of some? How long is that battery going to last me?
Yeah, so the units come with 2 batteries, and the batteries will last somewhere between 4 and 5 hours, depending on how big of branches you're cutting. If you're cutting all small stuff, it'll tend to last a little bit longer. And if you're cutting all big stuff, a little bit less. But they're Sony or LG batteries, very, very high quality batteries. And the difference between the high quality and the low quality is the number of charges you can get. These are 18-volt lithium batteries. And with lithium, the cheap batteries, you get only a certain number of charges, maybe like 50 charges on a battery. And then the good ones, you'll get up to like 400 or 500 charges on a battery. But so it's just, there's good ones and there's bad ones, just like anything else. And we went with the higher quality batteries to give our customers a little bit better longevity and life out of their batteries. And everything eventually, will wear out, and you can buy new batteries, you can buy extra. It comes with a charger that will charge up to 3 batteries. So literally, if you bought an extra battery, you could prune continuously for 4, 8, 12 hours in a day if you want to.
That's a lot of cutting.
A lot of cutting, but you don't feel it though. I mean, you don't fatigue.
Yeah, no.
And you look for stuff to cut. It's crazy.
Like you said, you're going to make your property
a desert,
barren.
I can see you doing that.
No.
Or your brother.
Yeah, my brother, yes.
Yeah. He let his brother use his extended loppers. And he went around and was just cutting everything on the farm.
I lost sight of him. He was everywhere. He was like the Energizer Bunny for EZ Kut.
Anything he could reach up at 42 inches, as high as he could reach above that, it was gone.
Right. But, so you have that tool, and now that tool is in stock and ready to be purchased?
Yeah, it's in stock. We have them in the warehouse. We're kind of holding the release of them not back, but we want to make sure that we have, our warranty, in line with our product manual, and we want to make sure that all the communications are all jiving with the website and the product brochures, and we just want to make sure that before we release it, we have all of our I's dotted and T's crossed, and it's better to hold off a little bit and make sure it's done correctly than to release it and then people have questions. So
that's awesome.
We're just making sure that we got everything correct before we put them out there for sale. But I would say within probably a week to 2 weeks, we'll be shipping product and we'll be live.
And when you do go to shipping, will those be shipping like from your site in Illinois or coming?
Yeah. So Lake Zurich, Illinois is the U.S. headquarters. So we have warehouse here, and it's full of product. So things are built in Valencia, Spain, and like all of our products, our saw blades are made in Japan. We have pruners made in Japan, in Taiwan, in Valencia, Spain, South Korea, some USA. But the factories are not here in Lake Zurich, but the warehouse is here in Lake Zurich, and that's where everything gets shipped from.
Okay, so as long as you're getting them into the warehouse, you're going to be able to ship them out across the United States, no problem at all. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and Canada. We'll be in Canada too.
There you go. All right, I tell you what, we're bumping up close here on our first break, so let's take a quick step outside. We come back. This is not the only new thing that you've got that we want to talk about tonight, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll cover a couple of the great products that you guys have got. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back. Second segment of the show. We got some people chiming in here yet on some questions.
The one question was where it was going to be delivered from, shipped from, so that's a good one. But, as we get into March here, we're going to be getting into, like you said, you got the pruners, you've got the rest of EZ Kut there, but you also got a sprayer system for people that want to use it and get out into the fields and start spraying.
Yeah, brother. I mean, it's crazy the new products that we're going to be launching here. We have really two sprayers from Pulmic is one of the brands that we're introducing. And let me see, one of them is right here. I'll show you. Let's see. This is the Pulmic Pegasus. I don't know if you can see that real well.
Yep.
But it's a backpack sprayer. You can see the backpack, the straps on it. And it's a 4.5 gallon sprayer that's battery operated, and you can spray continuously for up to like 4 to 5 hours. So you just keep filling it up. If you're a food plot guy and you need to be portable with your sprayer, well, you just take it into the woods and get yourself a pond or a creek or a water supply, and you can spray your food plots pretty much anywhere you go. But it's also for landscapers, for home use. Pretty much anywhere you want to take it. Then we have a manual pump one that's the same 4.5 gallon, and that's just one you hand pump up and down, and you don't have to rely on battery power. But the battery power is fun. It's got 3 speeds on it. It comes with 1 battery. You can buy extra batteries. You can spray with low pressure, medium pressure, up to high pressure. That'll get you up to the high parts of the house and maybe do some light duty on your vehicles or whatever. But yeah, and then we have a couple of 1 gallon, 1.5 gallon handheld sprayers. One is battery operated that are just, for like household plants and light duty around the house. And yeah, we're excited about the sprayer lineup too.
So the battery on that is also a rechargeable battery.
Yeah, it's 18-volt lithium battery. Everything's lithium. Where are they getting all this lithium? I have no idea. Where did they get this stuff from?
You don't want to know.
I'm afraid to answer that question. I think it might have a little something to do with what's going on over in Europe right now.
Yeah, it probably does. But yeah, lithium. It seems to be the trend. These lithium battery everything, and it's no different in cutting tools. That's sort of the trend. Is everything's going lithium battery, and we're following that trend, and we're hoping that this stuff really takes a foothold for EZ Kut.
Well, that battery-operated sprayer, I got to imagine, like you said, with guys with food plots or little honey holes that they're going to plant, if they need to spray some Roundup or what have you, and kill off a field real quick and get it done so they can come back in and plant later on. To me, you don't have to stop every so many feet, pump it up, get pressure on it, keep walking. And 4.5 gallons, that's going to be enough to probably spray, a good size area.
Yeah, I don't know acreage wise, but I would say, with 4.5 gallons, you're probably spraying like, probably a good half acre.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Roundup is a glycophosphate, and that's your primary all vegetation killer. And then, your weed control is different than glyco. That's just to kill the broadleaf weeds and still maintain your grasses or whatever else you want to keep. Yeah, it'll spray some acreage, that's for sure.
So is that battery in that machine the same as the other one, the other battery?
No, it's
different.
The same
Okay.
in the sense that it's lithium battery, and they're both 18 volts. It's just that they slide in, or they connect to the tool a little bit differently, a little different shape to them.
Okay.
But in a sense, they're the same in that they last about the same amount of time, and they're both high quality Sony or LG batteries, and they're just a little bit different shape.
Okay. And what type of warranty are we looking at on these new products?
Yeah, so it's unlike EZ Kut, it's hard to give something with a battery and a motor a lifetime guarantee because with batteries, it's just what they are. They do wear out.
Right.
So we're given the batteries a 6-month guarantee, and then the other parts of the tool a 1-year guarantee, and that's kind of a standard in the battery operated tool world. So 6 months on the battery, and then 1-year warranty on the rest of the product.
Okay.
Well, that's better than a sharp stick than in the eye when you get like a 30-day warranty and it's all yours, right?
Right.
But
Danny, okay, I don't want to see you like dropping it in the water and you sending it back to us and saying it was out of the box like that. Okay, no, I don't want to hear it. Okay, you get 6 months, whether you drop it in the water or whatever.
And I can tell you, Mike put me up to it.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Blame it on Mike.
You'll blame it on Mike.
Yeah,
you got that right, because you sit there and he's the leader of the band.
Hey,
I get blamed for it. And he's got the EZ Kut shirt on too.
That's right.
So do I.
Oh wait, you got one too?
Yeah.
Oh dude, you're behind that computer. I couldn't even see you.
He's hiding back here.
He puts me in the corner.
Yeah.
There's a joke there, but I'm not going there.
Shush. But you know what? So you got this new lineup. Look for it coming soon.
I got a question though on the sprayer.
Oh,
before we move on. On the tip, the spray nozzle, is that adjustable, or are there different tips for different fans and all that?
Yeah. So it comes with 3 nozzles. One is an adjustable nozzle that'll give you a real fine spray, and then it'll give you a stream all the way from the finest fine all to the stream for the reaching in the high parts of the house. And then there's 2 other tips that you can screw on there, and one is for low pressure spraying, and one is for a real fine mist, for insecticides or fungicides that require a real fine mist.
Okay. A
lot of people were using them during COVID for fine mist spraying for surfaces and so on. So it comes with 3 nozzles. I'm glad you said that.
I know this is brand new, and you're rolling out product, but I know the question is going to be asked here at some point. Down at our lease in Indiana, when we're doing habitat down there, we've got an ATV with a little pull-behind sprayer. Is that something that we might see in the future at some point?
Yeah, so, when we decided which products to launch first, we sort of, cherry-picked the lineup, and, we wanted to launch the ones we thought would be the most exciting to kind of springboard the brands. But we do in the lineup in Europe, we do have a pull-behind sprayer, more of a commercial sprayer that can be used alongside or in back of the tractor. And then we have some larger capacity tanks that can be hand pulled on wheels that'll be coming out too. Okay. So those are more like a year, maybe 2 years away. But we do have some higher capacity stuff coming out.
So this isn't going to be the end of what we're seeing coming out of this. That's good. There's going to be other things as time goes along. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, we have tons of products coming out, and I put out a Facebook post to our brand specialist about a month ago, and I asked them if you had your wish list, what would your new product that EZ Kut should come out with wish list. And it was really cool because some of them I have already thought about, and we actually are coming out with it. Like there was quite a few people that asked for a head shear, an EZ Kut head shear.
Yeah.
Well, I got one coming out, and it's going to be released here. This is what it looks like right here. So it's adjustable handles like the G2.
Yep.
And it's got a wavy blade, which gives you a little bit quicker, faster cut. But this is the head shear. So you guys asked for it, we got it. But some of the things we have in product development, and then some of the other things like one guy at the show last weekend, he goes, I got $1 million idea for you. And whenever they say that, I'm ready with the response. I say, well, you put up the $1 million, okay? And then we'll see it. We'll build it together. And if it doesn't work, it's on you. And then they go quiet real quick.
Right.
But it's you got to be able to make a business out of that idea, right? And if your niche is so small and, there's only a certain amount of people that are going to buy the thing, that's not really a business. That's just called a crazy hobby or something. But some of the ideas were like, yeah, you got to build an attachment to a four-wheeler that can carry a pole saw. And
yeah.
I'm like, well, that's a great idea, but there's only 10 people in the U.S. that are going to buy it.
Yeah, that's right. That's fun.
So, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get ideas, and we take a lot of them to heart, and a lot of them, we got a snips coming out. We got a little flower snips. I'll grab one right here. We got two different models. These are more like garden snips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Danny, these will take care of your marijuana you're growing and all that kind of stuff. And,
well, I was thinking about the sprayer.
But these are for your flowers, your vegetables, your light stems, and you can get down in deep. And we got that coming out. So yeah, well, we hear the suggestions, and a lot of times we got them coming.
That's what I really like about the outdoor industry. PSE is kind of the same way. They listen to feedback from people who use the equipment or people that are out there in the field with it, and they give them suggestions, and then they kind of react to it. Not everything, like you said, but they do react, and you eventually start to see some of these ideas come to fruition, and you're just EZ Kut's another company that's doing it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's fun too. And I think that's one of the most exciting parts about owning a company like this. And I never really knew that it was in me until I was kind of forced into it. But it's so much fun coming up with an idea and then, product designing it and bringing engineers into it, and then finally coming out with a prototype and then introducing the prototype to the marketplace. And it's I don't know, a lot of people seem to have the ideas, but then you got to be able to take the next steps all the way up to be able to make a profit with it.
Right.
And it's kind of fun. I really enjoy it. I never thought that part of the business would be enjoyable for me, but product development is fun.
Well, when you get an idea, whether it comes from your own thinking or somebody else, and you go, this is going to work, this is something I want to pursue, and you put it down on paper and you send it to the developers, the engineers, and all that. Lead time is getting that idea till you're getting ready, like right now, ready to start shipping new product. what's the average time? I know it depends on the product, but a year, 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's different than typical times because your supply chain issues. But I mean, I would say from start to finish, your idea, and then light sketches to design engineers, to making a mold, to producing prototypes. I mean, I would say you're probably talking 2 years.
Okay. So in about 2 years, then we probably should see Mark Coleman's idea of an ice auger.
But he wants an ice auger. Mark Coleman does.
That's his idea is an ice auger.
I tell you.
Okay, Mark. Does Mark know this? They actually do have ice augers already. They do make those.
But the thing is, in Indiana, there's no ice.
He wants an EZ Kut ice auger.
There's no ice down there.
There's no ice, Mark. We don't have ice anymore. How are we going to sell this?
He's going to have to come up here with us and do some ice fishing.
Right.
Yeah. We'll get on that ice auger right away, Mark. Don't worry.
There you go. And we can use those little snips to when he comes up morel hunting.
Yeah, there you go. But Mark, Mark's got to put up the $1 million, like you said.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. Okay, yeah. Mark, I'll back you with my sales knowledge and expertise, and you put up the money, and we'll build all the ice augers you want.
There you go. See?
There you go.
It's funny that Mitch Distel says EZ Kut's famous napkin drawings at the bar. There is so much truth in that, where ideas come up at the bar on a napkin is just been there, done that.
Right. It's where some of the best ideas are formed.
Right.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if Mitch is saying that I'm in bars a lot, or just that's where a lot of the work is done.
I think that's
probably a little bit of both. I've been at bars with Mitch, so I would say he's pretty accurate about that.
Right, exactly. No, but I get it, and sometimes your bestest idea comes out of a bar napkin.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, after a couple of, actually I have one right here, a couple of adult beverages, the creative juices get flowing. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's right. I tell you what, we're up here on our second break, so let's step outside. We come back. We got another product we want to talk about before we get too far into the show tonight. So we're going to step outside. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Welcome back. Third segment of the show. All right, we've talked about 2 of the new products from EZ Kut.
And before you go any further, for people listening on the show or watching on Facebook, if you want to check out the EZ Kut line, all you got to do is go over to the website, ezkutproducts.com, and you can go check out the whole line over there of the EZ Kut products. As we were talking here, in a little bit, a month or two, the other products will probably be coming online with their website, so stay tuned for that. But for EZ Kut, you can go to ezkutproducts.com. And when we hear about the other websites coming online, we'll tell you.
Absolutely. All the new products that are going to be on there. You said those should be coming here by the springtime? The new products?
Yeah. No, I would say I'm actually past my deadline a little bit already, but I would say within 2 weeks, the new website will be up live and people will be able to buy those products.
All right. There you go.
And by the way, everything on the EZ Kut website is now going to be free shipping.
Nice.
And I think we're going to go live with a standard coupon code. You know how they always interrupt you with fill this email address out and you get a coupon.
Right.
I think we're gonna do that too. So I think there'll be like a 10% off coupon plus free shipping. So we're going to be competing with Amazon real well.
There you go. Have it sent right direct. Don't go to the Amazon. Come right to the source.
That's right. Right.
That's pretty slick.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You like what I did there?
Yeah. You're talking about.
What did he do? What did he do?
He said that was pretty slick. I think he's talking.
Slick.
I think he's talking about another product here.
Yes.
And that would be the Slik-It.
Slik-It, you got it, baby.
Talk about it. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
What is it?
So, Slik-It came out of, people's requests. Everybody would ask, what do I need to do to protect my product, clean my product, and how do I do it? So we would tell them for years. We would say, well, yeah, you need to keep your product clean and you need to keep it lubricated. Go to the hardware store and get yourself a bottle of cleaner lubricant. And so it sort of dawned on me that we really need to come out with our own product to give people that outperforms some of the big names like WD-40 and some of the other ones you see on the shelf. And I'll grab a little bottle here to show you guys. But the product is called Slik-It, and what I like about the product name is that it kind of tells you what it is just by what it's called. It slicks it up, right? It's called Slik-It. And this is specially formulated for EZ Kut by a Planet Safe lubricant, okay? They specially formulated for EZ Kut to work with our EZ Kut products. And this is a plant-based lubricant. It's not petroleum-based, which most are petroleum-based. So it is non-toxic, it's not hazardous, and it has virtually no smell.
Okay.
So for the hunters or anybody that goes out to the woods and doesn't want their tools smelling like petroleum WD-40. Or WD-40,
right?
Or it's really good on guns. You can spray the wood or the metal, and you don't smell like a can of lubricant. This is virtually no smell. It's non-toxic. It's really an all-purpose lubricant. You can use it on wood, metal, surfaces. I spray it on my hands and kind of rub it in. It's real good moisturizer. But it's just a really, really cool product that's plant-based, and it's not hazardous. So,
and it comes in
really excited about it.
I would be excited about it too, absolutely, because obviously you're being planet-friendly, plant-based. It's non-toxic, non-hazardous. It comes in two sizes, a 1 ounce and a 4 ounce spray.
Yeah, the 1 ounce has a little sharp tip applicator where you can get it in, and you can control it a little bit better with a little drop if you just want to put a little drop on something. And then the 4 ounce is a spray that comes in a aluminum can, and it more broadly sprays the Slik-It versus the droplet that comes out of the 1 ounce. But we're excited about it because now every time somebody buys a product, they really should buy a bottle of Slik-It. And it's good for all of our tools, but they can use it on anything at home. So it's really all purpose, and we're hoping it's a big hit.
So people that go out rifle hunting, shotgun, whatever, especially I can even see for duck hunters because they're in the moisture so much. You can apply this to your firearm and keep it lubricated, keep it somewhat the moisture away from the metal to keep it from corroding.
Yeah, absolutely. We've tested this stuff in salt water and the harshest conditions. And the way that this works is it attaches to your surface on a molecular level. So when you spray it, you'll see the moisture on what you sprayed it, but really you still want to wipe it down. And just because you wiped it down doesn't mean that the product is not working, because it attaches to the surface on a molecular level. You really can't even see it actually working. And then the other cool thing about Slik-It is it has a spread ratio that's about 5 times of like a WD-40. So where you spray it is not really the only part that lubricates, and that it'll travel. It'll spread and it'll lubricate in areas a lot more than where you just saw it land on your surface.
So the sprayer, the can that you got with the spray nozzle tip, that atomizes it very well and distributes it across a wider area.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody likes to grab something that's really slick and has got a bunch of lubricant on it. That's why when you spray it on, don't be afraid to wipe it down. Okay. Because it's still working even though you wiped it down. And so we're really proud of it. We think that the K and the Slik-It kind of goes good with EZ Kut and the Kamikaze. And come on, guys, don't you like that label?
Absolutely, you gotta like it.
It's synergy, man. It's cross branding. I love it.
Right. it's good.
Tammy's got a question. Could you use that product for a substitute on the crossbow, like
on the rail?
On the rail,
Yes.
instead of snot, you can use. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very effective on a crossbow, and I think what the crossbow users use most of the time is it like a grease or an oil, or what exactly is it?
It's more of an oil.
It's more of
rail lube is what they call it.
It's called rail snot or rail lube. It's kind of has that consistency of Vaseline.
Yeah, you put it on your finger and you wipe it down the rail.
And you wipe it down the rail.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I was just at the Indiana show last weekend, and I won't name the name, but one of the bigger crossbow manufacturers was there, and they came over and they were looking at my lubricant, and they agreed that it would be great for spraying on the rail of a crossbow. And I hadn't even thought about it, but I mean, it's vital that you keep that rail clean and lubricated, because you don't want to chew through a string.
Right.
No, absolutely.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking of when you said crossbow, I'm thinking of arrow lube for shooting 3D targets, because when them things hit and they're hard to pull out if it's a really good target. If you were to spray that on the arrow, I got to assume it would act the same.
I mean, you're hired.
So it's called. I think it's called Arrow Venom.
Well, there's a name brand
that's the name brand, but it actually, from what you're describing, what it sounds like, I mean, you're right. You just spray it at the end of the arrow before you shoot into a 3D target.
I'm getting a bottle before we go to TAC. We're going to shoot the Total Archery Challenge as long as we get registered for June. And I can see us having that on the mountain. We'll put it right through its paces if we get our registration solidified.
Yeah, do that. That would be so neat for me to learn of another application. And I mean, I know I go to a lot of 3D shoots, and sometimes you're pulling your shoulder, you're hurting your shoulder pulling arrows out, and yeah, that's just a great idea. And this stuff attaches to the arrow, and it's going to stay on there shot after shot after shot. It's not going to burn off just like that, like some of the other stuff out there that's really not effective, but it's got a big name. But, I mean, that's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
Well, you put Mike and I together for a little while, and things happen. Trust us.
Not always good.
You guys are smarter than what you look. I mean, you guys are very smart.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
That's why we got a face for podcasting. But, it's something like that you look at it and you see it one direction. I see it another direction. Somebody else, Mike, sees it another direction, and then you start thinking, wait a minute. Let's just apply it to everything.
Right.
Yeah, well, great idea. And boy, I'm gonna actually tomorrow I am going to go to my Amazon developer and my website developer and add that to the uses, because that's brilliant.
Well, we'll get a bottle on its way ordered tonight, and I'm going to start practicing here in the backyard, and we'll start plunking them in 3D targets and seeing what we can come up with.
And Mark Coleman even says, "Smarter than you look."
Oh, thanks, Mark.
I'll send you guys each a bottle. Don't worry.
And that's the thing. It's stuff like that. And if we get up on the mountain and TAC, we'll be glad to try it out and give. Especially when you're, like you said, you're at 3D shoots. You're going through whatever kind of weather you might be. It's going to work out really well. So, that's another sign that you're not sitting, like we talked about in the first segment, with your merger and everything and working together. You're not just sitting back. You're always thinking. You're always thinking of that next step, that next product line. And like this one here crosses a whole bunch of areas again.
Yeah, this Slik-It, I mean, this wasn't an overnight deal. Jerry, actually my business partner, who is no longer with EZ Kut, but he was actually the one that found the manufacturer that was able to fine tune this and produce this specifically for EZ Kut. And it was probably 2.5 years ago. And then, through, a lot of testing and, labs and reporting back and forth and trying to prototype. And finally, we settled on a formula that we thought would be good for EZ Kut tools, but good for a lot of applications. But, I can't take all the credit myself on this. There was a lot of other people that put this stuff together. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes a while.
That's right. And you know what? We're coming up onto our last break, and we've covered all new products. Like I said, go over to EZKutProducts.com. Stay tuned here about another month or so. We'll see the other products get online, be able to ship them right from the United States, from the warehouse there in Illinois. But in our last segment, we got to talk about where you were in early January at the ATA.
Yeah, we want to get your take on that. So,
okay, yeah, that'd be great.
We're going to step outside, and we'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
All right, we're back to the last segment of the show. We've covered 3 great products.
A question on the Slik-It.
Yeah.
So you're using it, you get it on your hands. How do I clean it up? Can I use soap and water?
Yeah, you actually, it's non-toxic. So really, what I do is when I get some on my hands, I just rub the rest of it in. And it's like, you know, like you just use the lotion. It moisturizes your hands. This is plant-based. It's not toxic. So don't freak out if you get it on your hands. You certainly can wash it off with soap and water, of course, but, you know, just rub it in and you'll have hands like a baby.
There you go, Mark Coleman.
Mechanics hand lotion.
You'll have it. Per Scott, you'll have hands like a baby. And Mitch says that Courtney has been now looking for the pink products.
For the what?
The pink products. Does any of those new products come in pink?
Courtney, I'm trying to think. No, nothing else besides our ratcheting pruner comes in pink. But
all right.
I will custom make a couple for her. I'll go to the Home Depot tonight and I'll get a couple of cans and I'll make a lot of stuff pink for Courtney.
There you go. But you know what? You know, earlier in the year, in early January, was the ATA show out in Louisville, and you were fortunate enough to be there. And Mike and I didn't go this year. So, what was your take on how it all went?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opinions out there about what's going on with the ATA, and you know, there's a lot of negativity about it. Over the years, I mean, everybody knows that attendance has gone down, and it's no secret to even the ATA that attendance has gone down. But, you know, it's an industry that we're all proud of and that we're all a part of. And you know, certainly we need to stay positive about the ATA because, you know, it's an association that supports the dealers, the manufacturers, and they have a history of putting on just a really highly respected show. So, you know, I kind of want to maybe talk about it from a positive perspective. I know they hired a new president. I believe that's his title, new president, and he came from the NRA, and he was very successful at the NRA in some of their shows. Like he was the one that kind of took over the Great American Outdoor Show when the NRA bought that. So he's got a good history of bringing shows back and making them better, and that's my hope is that they do some things that can create new excitement in the industry. And I don't know. I mean, you guys heard that didn't the archery industry like grow like, you know, leaps and bounds over COVID? So many people got into archery that weren't in it before. Have you guys heard that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everybody was taking up all kinds of different outdoor sports, you know, activities, and archery was one of them. And it's just like anything else. It's hard to find product. I mean, we've got the supply chain issues, but also the fact it's hard to find what's actually out there because people are buying it up.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, my thought is that they need to involve the consumer a little bit more. They need to. There's so many people that want to go to the ATA that aren't allowed to go because they don't have the right credentials as a manufacturer or a dealer, but want to attend the show. And you know, in my opinion, it needs to be opened up to bring in you know, the consumer at a certain point. It doesn't have to be for the whole show. It might be only for a certain part of the show. But I mean, ever since I've been a kid, until I owned EZ Kut, I've been wanting to go to the ATA. And so many people I talk to, they call me and say, can you get me into the ATA? You know, and everybody wants to go because they see new products and they get to talk to the manufacturers, and it's exciting. It's what we live for. We live for the outdoors and for archery and hunting, and to be told you can't come to the show, I mean, that kind of bothers me a little bit. That's my personal opinion, but I think that there's a lot of good things that probably are being talked about, and it may not happen right away. It may happen a year or 2 years from now. But I think their new president is a winner, and I think the show is going to get much better in time. And I wish them nothing but good luck and success, because we need them.
Absolutely. You know, and to kind of bounce off of what you were just saying, SHOT Show, they were a closed show for a long time, and they've opened it up to the public now, and I've heard nothing but good things about that as well.
Oh, I didn't know that, really. Okay.
I think it was either last year, well, it wouldn't have been last year before last, or this year, but we just found out about it, and from somebody who was out there and said that they loved it. It was just absolutely incredible.
You know, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it's like, you know, the end sort of game that every manufacturer there and every dealer that goes there it's about the consumer, right? It's that you wanna somehow make a sale to the consumer, whether you're a dealer or a distributor or you're in media. Everybody's goal is to sell the product to the consumer, and to exclude people that have a passion for the industry you're trying to sell in. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I think you should include them and let them be a part of the excitement and say you're not welcome.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's my spin anyway, and I think that could really bring excitement.
Well, you know, think about that, like you said. So you close the show, first couple of days, business is all taken care of. Maybe the last 2 days you say, hey, open to the public. Let the people come in and talk to the Primos guy, talk to the PSE guy, talk to the, you know, and instead of being that, well, I went to my local bow shop and talked to the archery tech. No. This person is from the company, so you're dealing directly with him, ask him your question. Yep. And, you know, whether it be a vortex or anything like that, but give the consumer the opportunity to talk to specifically right to the person, the vendor, the manufacturer, whatever, and let them, like you said, all of a sudden they're going to get maybe a good vibe, and then they'll be like, well, I got to have one.
Right.
And either they can buy it there, or they'll turn around and go back home and get it.
Right, and that's just it. I mean, you know, you don't, the dealers don't need to be afraid, because the excitement and the seed and the product knowledge, that's already going to be pre-sold. And when they walk into your store, their store, or they go online to buy, they're already an educated consumer. Your job is done.
Right.
Now they're just going to buy it.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Well, let's take you, for instance. You do the public shows. I think it's pretty impressive when you go to a public show and Joe guy walks up to you, starts talking to you, and then finds out, well, you're just not the sales guy for the company. You're the actual owner of the company. And when you say that, it changes the perspective of who you're talking to. Oh, wow, this guy just isn't giving me a sales pitch.
Right.
It's the actual owner of the company. He's taking the time out to come to the show
and talk to you.
And talk to me.
Yeah. It's kind of like like if you go to a restaurant and you know you're getting waited on by the waitress or waiter or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see the owner come around and he stops to talk with you. I mean, it makes you feel a little bit special, and you know, I think it's the same thing. Like, you know, at the ATA, you know, people get to rub shoulders with some of the top minds in the industry and the celebrities in the industry, so to speak. And I mean, it's only going to be good. It's not going to be bad.
Well, I remember back when we first started going 10, 12 years ago, and going in as media, and we were embargoed. We could not, anything we took pictures of, shot video of, interviews, whatever, we weren't allowed to release them for at least 2 weeks until after the show had closed. And I thought, well, what's the point of us even being there? Because we're there to showcase, you know, your product, but we can't do it until weeks later. We're there for a purpose to help spread the good word about whatever. And to me, that just, finally they came up off of that. But media is one of the things that is treated differently there. And it's always kind of given me a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. It's like we're providing a service, but yet still we're not getting access like other people do, or like vendors do, or not vendors, manufacturers. It's and the vendors coming in. I mean, we weren't even allowed to eat in the same room with those people.
Is that right?
It still is.
It's
still to
that
this
way.
day. There's certain food areas that you're only allowed in with a certain type of badge.
And you get lower quality beverages and food.
You got to go eat
outside
out in the hall.
In the hall.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
no lie. I did not know that. I feel bad.
They will check. Bad. They used to check your badge when at the little opening, and if you had a press badge, they'd turn you away. Because it's only for manufacturers and
vendors
and buyers. A red and yellow badge.
Yep.
And it's like, wait a minute. You want us to promote your product, but yet you're excluding us from a potential. And 99% of the people in this show, and you know as well as I do, they respect everybody. You'll get the one or twosies bads. That always happens. But it's not you're in there to be like a rodeo. It's just, but then just to have that alone is like, well, why am I here?
You can't break bread with a friend of yours from a company, and it's just because that's the thing about those shows, and you know as well as we do. You make friendships and you build these relationships with people that carry on for years. It's
I don't know. Yeah, to me, there's no hierarchy. There's no one that's more important than anybody else. And we all put our pants on the same way and wear our hats the same way. And I don't know whether it's the president of the association or the dealer, the manufacturer, the media. We got to respect each other, and nobody needs to take a position of a higher authority than anybody else. And we're all just in this business because we love the outdoors, and the archery trade association is for everybody, and that's not just for the big shots.
Exactly, and his name is Jeff Poole, and like you said, he brings us 29 years of the National Rifle Association leadership. He started on January 24th, so he's just into over a month into his term as president. So I hope you're right. I hope he listens to people like yourself who can get a chance to talk, get them in the ear, ideas, open it up, because I'd like to really see that show go the other way as opposed to making wider aisles and not as much, but make it something, you always look forward to going to it. You don't want to see it end, but like you said, you got to start, and here it goes right back to you. Look at you. You're thinking of different avenues to continue on the EZ Kut line. They got to think of new ATA avenues to keep the people coming.
And ultimately the consumer is the one that's the most important, and we're all trying to work for the consumer.
Right, and that's my point. And don't exclude those people. Bring them in, and I'll give props out to Jeff Poole, because he wasn't in there for no more than a month, and I would say 2 weeks after the ATA, I mean, he called me and we spoke for I think he was at maybe SHOT Show or something when he called me. I mean, he took about an hour out of his time just to hear what my thoughts were, and I never had anybody call me before to wonder what my thoughts were. And I'm a pretty opinionated guy. Everybody will tell you that, but no, I give him props for at least listening, and hopefully some of it will come to fruition.
I hope so too, and it's one of those things they got to figure it out, because I'd hate to see that show, because it is a fun show to go to meet up with friends and relationships that you've gone over for years and years, like we have with you for years and years. One of the things that's asked is, what's next on your plate? Are you heading to more shows, or what? Are we still in show season for you, or what's going on?
No, I'm actually gonna rest for the rest of the year. I'm not, I've been working hard, so I'm going to take the rest of the year off, and I think I'm going to go fishing, which I haven't done in a while. I'm going to go more hunting, and no, I'm just kidding, but I wish that was the case. But no, it's going to be full steam ahead for EZ Kut. Not going to do it the number of shows that the number of shows we used to do. I mean, we used to do 60 to 70 consumer shows a year.
Wow.
And I mean, all over the country, and we're scaling way back on that because we're doing a lot more, and it's really out of COVID. Some of this stuff sprung, and when shows are closed down, you got to find other sales channels, and we put a lot of our energy into e-commerce and dealers and distributors. And so we're doing maybe more business to business shows. We're still doing consumer shows because a lot of our our customers just, they want us to be there, and we want to be there to see them. And so we're going to do some of the ones that are close to home, and then a few that are far away. But the show schedule is scaled back, and they're hard on your back. Standing for 3 to 4 days is hard on your body, but it's fun though. We really enjoy it. But we'll be around, so everybody just kind of be on the watch for where we're at, and we'd love to see you at a show.
There you go. Sounds good to me. And I tell you what, there's nothing better than knowing that you're going to be out there meeting the public, continuing on EZ Kut, going into the new Pruners, the backpack sprayers, and Slik-It.
There you go. Gotta love that. I tell you what, we're bumping up here towards the end of the show. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you wanted to touch on real quick, or?
No, I just love you guys, and our brand specialists that are a big part of our team. They came out full force last weekend in Indianapolis, and I don't know how to name names. They know who they are, and but I love you guys for supporting EZ Kut and telling people about us. And without our team, our EZ Kut team, none of this would be possible. So I just want to express my gratitude to both of you, and I wish you success with your show and everything you're doing. And you guys are top as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thanks. We appreciate it. And we're happy to be a part of the EZ Kut team and part of the brand specialist team. We love partnering with great companies. It's like we've always said, we always get something and buy it and try it before we try to work with somebody, because we want to believe in it. And as soon as we got your product in our hands, it's like, yep, this is a company we want to share with everybody else. So
and lastly, but not least, let's get together on a hunt one of these days.
Absolutely. You got to do that. There's a campfire around here somewhere that we're going to have to share one day.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it.
All right. I tell you what, hang on with us here after the show. We'll chat real quick. But for those of you listening on the podcast, make sure if you're listening over on iTunes, go over to iTunes, give us a review over there. That helps people who support us, and it helps them in return. Also, for those of you who are watching the live stream right now, make sure you go over to EZ Kut's social media pages, give them a like, follow, share the show. Tell your friends about the great products that they've got. Danny, pull that full screen up again real quick with the web page on it, so we can put it up while we're talking about them. And make sure you go over to the Up North Journal page here. Give us a like, follow, share as well. But go over to EZCutProducts.com. Check out the great lineup of gear they've got there, everything that's new, and look forward for more stuff to come for sure. So, Scott, we appreciate you being on the show tonight, talking with us for an hour, taking an hour out of your day to talk with our listeners and viewers as well. So,
thank you guys.
Not a problem, man. We love it. But next week, we're not going to be on.
We're going to take a week break. We got some prior commitments. In 2 weeks, we're going to have Rob on from Antler King.
Okay.
And we're going to talk with him all about Antler King.
There you go. I'll tell you what, that'll do it for us this week's show. And make sure that y'all come back in 2 weeks, and we'll be talking about Antler King. And y'all be safe out there until then. Remember, Wednesday night, 7:30. We'll see you then.
Take care, guys.
This episode was brought to you by
PSE Archery, Yamaha Outboards, Better the Hunt, EZ Kut, Packer Max, Deer Camp Coffee, Buck Baits, JPO Game Calls, Sunrise Archery, Scent Lock, and Scent Blocker.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.